Hello again, my name is JJ. Since I have my camera set up, I might as well do another one. Flower, and so I'm JJ, I'm a folder, and I usually make flowers on the subway and leave them around, but I figured I'd make a video and people could learn how to make these flowers as well. And folders, perhaps because beginners should really stick to something simpler. Anyways, so I'm gonna make a stem. If you have seen my previous videos, I used this long piece to create a stem that is later used to hold up the flower. And I start rolling it up like a spiral, and it goes into a angle that creates this continuous thing where it goes to a stem. It's a stick. And this can also be used as a tool for later for creating, especially in this project, which I'm going to do a flower called, my own design, flower called Bulb Out Forever, because it's one that blooms, and it's you'll see. So there's the tool, and I'm going to keep that for later. So I'm going to do pink paper because, well, I did other colors, and I have pink. Alright, so I get a square out of it, again, by doing a diagonal to the edge, and some people should know this already, honestly, and then keep this little part here, because I record new designs that I create on the subway as I travel to work, and from work. So it's nice to have a little paper with the same color as the flower it was to record the idea on, although I've kind of lost a couple designs like that because I couldn't remember what the steps were, honestly. But yeah, so Bulb Out Forever. It starts with the same square base, same crane base, as I call it, because it's first base to have before creating an origami crane, the most classical one maybe. So yeah, I'm doing this. As you saw, I did a plus thing to bypass some steps of doing the book folds, because the book folds can be created by just flattening this part out. I'm going to flip the whole thing, and it goes into a crane base that I've mentioned. And now that I have this crane base, I do the same thing as I did in the first video, if you've seen that one. And I'm gonna put these in, and I'm gonna bring all the petals up. But for this one, since I want to later open the bottom, as you will see, I should try to put a little bit of space in the middle here between the two things at the stem. That's gonna factor in later, as you will see. So now that I have a little bit of space there, but still sharply folded, I put them inside to the lines. So I have that kite base that I should really find a different name for, because I don't like kites. Oh yeah, I like kites, just not this kind of kite. Anyways, so we have the kite base, and we're going to bring these up again, like that. And now you see the space that I put in extra is becoming that larger space in the middle. As you can see, there's an opening in the middle. Like that. And the bigger the opening, the easier it is, but you don't want it too big because it's just going to screw up the thing. So, out of this tool, you can make many things. You can flatten this so the wedges between something. You can spiral it, which I'm going to do right now. Just hold it down and keep spinning it until it becomes like a sharp point. And that's for opening up things like this. This is a tough step, so don't be discouraged if you can't get it the first time or first couple of times, because yeah, definitely would be nice to use something else rather than paper stick, but something that fits through and can be wiggled to open that up. You'll see in a second. So there's 4 parts to it, and I'm going to be opening these little flaps here into like a squash of sorts. Really difficult squash. So if I enter like that, it goes into this. It's inside of that one now. And to open it up, I need to wiggle it while holding it of sorts. So if I wiggle it, it becomes flattened, and I sometimes clear the corners with the stick, one corner and the top corner as well, to flatten it out and see. And when you get it like this much, so it starts curving, you can bring the whole thing down without worrying and flatten it out, creating that kind of a squash, which is honestly kind of a difficult of a squash, as you can see, because it's a inside squash. I don't know if it could be called inside squash, I suppose. But now that we have that, this becomes like a edge, and we want to do this for all of them. So I'm gonna do all of them the same. I'm gonna insert it into that partition, open this up while holding it. Really difficult little thing, and then and clear the corners a little bit so it lays out like that, and then crush it down. It might not come out perfect, because I know it hasn't come out perfect for me a couple times, that it just was crooked. As you can see, it's a little crooked and overfolded itself in there, but yeah, it's good. It has a temper of its own, I suppose. Temperament, attitude. It's got an attitude. So yeah, I'm doing that for the third one now, and the third one is really a pain in the ass, because it's this one's gonna be the screw up. Okay, so I'm clearing the corner, clearing the top corner, trying my best to get this to open. Maybe there's a better way to do this, but I don't care. This is the way I learned it from myself, from my own imagination, I suppose. So I crush the third one and then I move on. So out of those 4, now we have, we're gonna get like 8 partitions, but they're gonna disappear soon, so don't worry. So that's the 4th one, and I'm doing that one just like that. This one actually comes out pretty easy. And clear the corner, clear the bottom corner, and this is kind of what it's creating, like a crane base inside of this whole thing, like a tiny little crane base, or a second step of a crane base where you have those parts inside. Anyways, so we're at this stage. I don't know if you got to that part. Hopefully you did, after watching it a couple times, or maybe even the first time. Alright, so we have this, and with this we can do many things. Since I'm doing bulb out forever, I'm gonna do the one that corresponds to. So we have this part, there's 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and we're gonna bring this up, and we're gonna do the same thing we did with the beginning. Remember when you had the first base with like a square, and then you brought it up to make a kite base? We're gonna do the same thing with this, but we're gonna fold those onto the inside like that, and line them up to the center, and do both of those so they become like a flap, like a little flap like that. This is also part of the flying pig that I've created, but that's later on maybe. So you see that, and now we have like this part. This is gonna be the pedal, but as you see, this we're gonna have to do for all of them. So bring it up, open it up. It's kind of like a wherever you want it kind of thing. If you want the pedals to be a bit more out, you can make it a little bit more like that. But the basic one is to line up with this thing, and then line up with the bottom part as well. So yeah, line those up. Now we have 2, and then we do the flippity flop, double flip, like for, I don't know, a model that has that. But yeah, bring the other two up. Down. That, and now the fourth one. And yeah, I'm doing everything in the air because I'm just used to it. It's that makes it more three-dimensional, I guess. So now we have this. They're all brought up, and they can also be brought down, so it doesn't really matter. But what we're gonna do is take these and just basically open them up to be like at a 90-degree from each side. And when you do that, you realize that the center is gonna open as well. Into first, it's gonna be like a triangle. When you take the fourth one out, it's gonna become very nice and spread out like that, as you can see, kind of flowery, right? And the other side is gonna have this type of spikies, right? Like they're folded into it. So we have a little star like that, and now it depends on which way we want to curl it. If we curl it this way, we could, whichever way we curl it, we can put the stem in through here and have it like this as a flower, or we can thread the stem through here and have this as the top, which proves a little more difficult because this is now open and doesn't have as much compression thing to hold it, but it's also possible. So since this is Bulb Out Forever, the basic one, this is the one where I threaded it. So I'm gonna poke it through because that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, just doesn't need to be perfect. You can poke it through with a needle or something, and then I'm gonna curl it inwards. I'm gonna curl it inwards, and this is a lot more folds, a lot more layers of paper, so it's gonna be difficult to curl, and it's gonna, you know, crinkle, but that's okay. In the grand scheme, it works out. So if you curl all four of them, you get to the point where it's like all folded on it, you know, so like that, and this is not the one that opens up because that's a variation of this that squashing of the thing, but I'll show you how it works anyways. So now that I have this, I can thread it and I go through. What I usually do for this one is I make this stem not into this, because this will just wedge it like this and it can stick out a little bit and hold it like that, but instead I just take it, flatten it the other way, and then start turning it around the thing to make like a little fist of sorts. So and then fold it underneath the fold, the previous one. So it becomes like a fist on the end of a stick, which is pretty cool. It's like a flower fist. And and then you insert it, and the flower fist kind of stays in there, wedging in there, and it's that's a Bulb Out Forever. So in that other variation where that opens up, these actually go up. They can go up, can't go up in this one because this is holding it at a 90-degree angles. So it really can't open further up. But in the other one, where you do a reverse squared on it, on that squash, you can bring these up and it's like a blooming flower. If you bring these up, it closes, and then when you bring them down, it opens up and it's a flowered flower, which is horrible to say, honestly. So yeah, this is the Bulb Out Forever. Don't know why I called it that, but it looks like a bulb because it's like a bulb of itself. And it's, oh my god, it's so nice to spin them. I just love spinning these. And then you can make it stylized, the stem, blah blah blah. Make it more realistic. You can even fold it down so it's like a overhanging flower, which works for some. And yeah, that's the Bulb Out Forever. And thanks for watching. Hope you tune in next time. I'll create the Bulb Out Forever variation with the reverse squared where it actually opens up. So stay tuned, I suppose. Thank you.